Hi, y'all. It's Brigitte Cutshall with Real Things Living. Today, my guest is Afarin, and I'm so glad to have her back. She has a great perspective. Can you say hi, Afarin?
Hi. Hi, everybody.
I
Uh,
really enjoyed our previous conversation that we had. We originally talked about her first book, and she's been doing a whole lot since then. I think it's been almost a year, probably, right?
yes.
And you just recently came back from overseas and just you're really helping so many younger people, right, understand. And my thinking and what I remember you is how you want to make sure we understand history to help us move forward, right? Yes.
Yes, and that's part of the deal. I mean, history shows us a lot of things, including to young people. Young people tend to forget about what had happened before, and sometimes we have to remind them and how it relates to their lives today, not that something that's past. And so I was still of the same thinking, so to speak. Yes.
Right. Everybody has different backgrounds, different experiences. And like you said, understanding the history, people don't realize what happened 100 years ago because I think that's something we should focus a lot more on in schools is history. My sister is a history teacher, or she not anymore, but she's now into reading, but in middle school. And I think I've always been fascinated with historical fiction
Yes.
because you can tweak it a little bit, but you learn from it and you have so much more empathy for the characters. And that's kind of what your first book was about. And my understanding, you are working on another book.
Yes, I am. I am. This one is um, it doesn't have a title yet,
Oh,
but
that's okay.
it's also about the exile and about it's about Iran, but it is a book within a book, so it's the two time frame. One is 1975 to 1980, which is when the revolution happened, and then another one is today. And the reason that I did it that way is because I thought that it's very interesting because when you look at it, it's just a reputation. It's a cycle. We're going through the same cycle. It's like there was a movie with about Groundhog Day. Uh,
Yes.
Same day. It's really is. Sort of when at least when you look at Iran of the past 100 years, I mean, we have gone through this cycle. Yeah, I mean, maybe there's a little bit of a progress one way or the other, but we are just doing the same thing. And I think it is also true. I mean, in America, because we also are going through a cycle that we have gone through before. I'm not an American historian, but from what I see, it is that there was a backlash to immigration before. There were times when Chinese were not allowed. So
Oh, yeah.
it's not something that we haven't seen before. It's just that for us, sometimes it feels new, and that's where, for example, my experience with the young people doing mentoring for them comes to play. It's not that they can't get the information, get the answers themselves, but having somebody who had gone the same route is assuring, is especially in when you're dealing with something new. So, you know, repeating the past is not good in terms of making progress and whatever, but it is good in when we feel that this is really uncharted water or whatever. It gives us some assurances, if you will.
Right. And I like that you're helping the younger generation. They need to understand, and we're learning from the younger generation as well. And I do feel we do have a lot of, I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to, like we have a reality show going on here. Is that the right word?
Yes, yes,
It's for attention. for some
Yes,
reason.
yes, 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 yes,
It's a reality show, and
yes,
I'm like, oh, great. And I try to tune it out because I know a lot of it is just try to get people to react to it.
yes.
And you want to react to the right things.
Yes, exactly. And that part of again, when I mean, we should, there are points where you need to react. We all need to react, but maybe it's not that time. And then it's a reaction should be based on um, creating positive,
Yes.
not necessarily creating chaos, which when we react out of anger and out of revenge and out of this and out of that, um, it's not positive. It creates a negativity, and that's why it's always helped to have someone who says, just let's let's keep calm and move on, and then do something positive.
Yeah,
So
I'm totally
yeah,
agree with you on that. I think I mentioned this to you before. People make fun of me because I always look at the positive side
yes,
because that's what I want. I don't want to create chaos. I want to have a community where, I mean, you have to respect when people
yes,
get upset,
yes.
but find a solution or a way to move forward, right?
Yes, and I'm with you. I mean, people, it's part of human nature to react, but it's uh, this is the time we to be positive, as you said it, and positivity means creating beauty, empowering others, and it's not to be Pollyanna and forget about everything that's out
Right.
there. But remember that bad things had always been there for thousands of years, and we can create a little bit of a solace for ourselves and others, but that's about it. So for one thing, we have to think about the fact that we matter. It's not
Yes.
that we don't matter. Every single one of us matters. Every single one of us can create good energy. We can empower somebody to, I don't know, open a shop and be successful at it, or write a book and be successful about it. Because again, to be a mentor, you don't have to be necessarily an expert in the subject. I don't know anything about, I don't know, quantum electronics or whatever, but I know about business. So I mean, a lot of things, for example, is in the process of helping young people, is to bring in people from the community. I mean, I had this young lady. This is in America, but her business is, she's trying to create this role models in India, because she found out that one of the reasons that a lot of Indian girls don't go to school is that because they don't see the positive effects of it. And she's bringing together women who have been successful within the community with the young girls, and that's by itself, it's the venture is kind of simple, but it's hard to do because you got to bring but we don't have to be part of a venture, at least to be a good mentor to people who are looking for mentorship. And mentorship again is not something you don't have to you don't have to be like a great I don't know, whatever, a community leader or anything, but just helping others to empower their dream. Uh,
Correct.
and that sometimes helps, even when we ourselves are not very happy for one reason or the other. But bringing allowing them to be happy or helping them to be happy is, in my opinion, is gratifying, and it brings us happiness as well.
Right. It's like a full circle, right?
Exactly. Eh, You don't have to be, happy all the time. It's
Right. Right. It's we just need to look for it doesn't matter what's happening in your life. Just try to find one little sliver or something that's good out of it. And that's one of my books that I wrote was about my stepfather who died expecting the good, is what I called it, because he kind of helped tell me it was okay that I expected the good, right?
Yes.
A lot
Yes.
of bad stuff happens. You got to acknowledge it, right? But then
Yes. Yes.
my takeaway is from him is to try to look for, okay, what did you get out of this? That's good to help you
Yes.
move forward. And I think technology is going to, holy cow, I shouldn't say that. It's just changing our lives so fast.
Yes.
It
Yes.
changes normal,
Not
but it's
for
like
better. Yes.
it's accelerated. And I don't know, people are, I'm sure some of the younger generation, they understand tech better than I do. And they're that AI stuff that's coming in. Well, it's been around. We just didn't really talk about it.
Sure.
And I'm learning it because I know it's not going away.
Sure. Sure.
And that's something that would be really interesting to see how the younger generation uses this going forward. It's not gonna, it just saves time. That's how I see it.
It does. It does. I mean, if used properly, um, it's not only saves time, but it increases our ability. I mean,
Yes,
what the AI is doing is fantastic. I mean, um, but it's, of course, it has other bad
right.
things, like, it summarizes papers for you, but it also creates things that didn't exist.
It's
But
historical fiction. Just kidding.
it does. It does. You know, it cites papers that don't exist. It's so
Right. That's why you still have to you need editors involved to make sure they're double checking these documents. And
oh, absolutely, absolutely. And
yeah,
the other thing is that you just have to be careful, and it gives you. There are. I mean, I find myself to use AI to summarize
yes.
different things, but. Uh, and it's good for as a first class. Okay, so there are like these five things all say the same thing, and I can check it, whatever. But it's a once you do that, then the burden is on you to go ahead, and that's one of the things that, for example, when I am mentoring companies in terms of and everybody these days, like 85% of startups that I deal with, they have something to do with AI, and I
Oh,
say, okay, so
figured.
I mean, this is a hammer. So I always ask them, is this a solution? Is it part of a solution? I mean, again, I get very frustrated. I don't know about the rest of your audience, but when I call a company, and I already have gone to their website and I know the links, and obviously when I call a company, it's because I really have a problem that can't be solved with AI as we have it today. And then they throw this, agent at me, and like, you have to basically find a way to get around this machine that doesn't really understand you. So it's challenging at the moment. So, but
It is. I found myself when I ask it questions, so I say thank you.
which is fine,
I just think it's funny. I'm like, why did I just say thank you or good job? Because but I just you just don't know. I think from my perspective, I like the way that they're trying to use it in the medical field to try to help look for, like, should say cancer, just things like that. I
exactly,
like that
exactly. Yeah,
aspect of it.
that's good. The other very good use of AI is, for example, in finding new drugs, new
Yes,
vaccines. That's also very helpful. That in combination with the testing and things like that. But yeah, as I said, if we again, part of this whole thing is that if we step back and look at things that had happened before. Even in the technology, we had technology before, which was very useful, and then it turned out that it could be very non-useful, like
right.
microplastics. We all know about that. But if again, learning from history is great.
I love That's something that you and I have in common. It's just history is important. We need to embrace that. And that again probably helps you when you're mentoring these younger children. You are empowering them using
Yes,
some
yes.
experience from history, your history and your family's history. And I think I've learned too recently, well, not recently, within the last 6 months, like how I grew up kind of changes I mean, that's my perspective in life, right? My
Of
experience.
course, of course.
I mean, I knew that, but I just like didn't really think about that, why I think certain ways. And that's just because of my personal experiences. And everybody just needs to be open to that, open to change in his heart. And I think you're empowering people. We just to do you focus mostly on girls or it doesn't matter really?
It doesn't matter, but I end up with a lot of girls because women gravitate. We all are a little bit shy. We are not too confident of our own abilities. So young ladies gravitate towards people like myself, where they feel that experiences are. Uh, are more relatable, so to speak. Yes. So as you say, it's more real. As you
It's more real.
as
Well,
more
and
real.
they trust you, girls trust you because you are a woman and you understand their perspective. Or I mean, there's some men that try to help, but I would be more comfortable sharing stuff that happened to me with a woman just
Yes.
because they get it more. And I think, there I've seen stuff around like what's happening to the younger men. I don't know if that is just made up stuff, but my sons are okay. I mean, they have a good father. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
They need a good role model from that perspective, and you just want to try to help wherever he can. And I think it is kind of scary, but a lot of it I think is the headlines that are out there. And is that right?
Yes, yes. I mean, the megaphones are out there, and they
Yes.
are magnifying everything that is not real. So it's very important for us to look at things that are real, which is what your program is.
What I'm trying to
Yes,
focus
and
on.
part of the job of people is to talk about that. And again, I mean, individuals, and not only me, but with whatever ability that I have, but individuals, every single one of us can make a difference in somebody else's life. And that's what is very needed today, because we're all living in this little bubbles and sitting here, and so communities matter, even if it is in a small gathering.
Right.
Yeah, I had my reunion class a couple of weeks ago, and a friend of mine says, "Can we gather in your house?" I happen to have a bigger house than most others, and I said yes. And we had people from, I don't know, Australia, and from Japan. I mean, people that I haven't seen for in 35 years or 30 years or whatever. Uh, they came here. It was not a, they people talked to each other. People had a beer or not, or and so gathering doesn't have to be expensive. That's what I'm saying. That's
Yes,
the
correct.
community. And some of these community also empowers others to, I don't know, sing or play piano or dance or whatever it is that makes them happy. So empowering others is um, so important in our time.
It is. I think another trait we should embrace more empowering is also curiosity, right? Just be
Yes, yes,
asking questions and then you learn, and that's what you're probably doing with
yes,
mentoring.
yes,
You're being curious and you're probably asking them questions
yes.
that they didn't.
Good questions. Yes, yes, yes. So yes, that's very important, and that's also, it sort of is also, uh, it shows that it's okay to ask questions. It's okay. It's okay to, and then you know uh, again. my book Silence Whispers, and also the new book coming out, untitled as of yet. So if there are agents out there, please contact me. But you know, it's all about the fact that since we are just repeating the mistakes, maybe if we know the mistakes that others have made, uh, maybe we can stop that. We can stop the worst of it, at least.
Right.
And you know,
I think it's I mean, unfortunately it's always been there and it's gonna always kind of be there. We just need to tone it down a little bit. All this
right.
and I just think these people that are being so negative, they've had an kind of goes back when they're younger, they've
Yes,
had a negative experience for some reason. That's just my opinion.
yes, yes, and
And
yes, yes.
I I don't know. I'm so grateful that I had parents that tolerated me. I'm just kidding because I was very curious. I mean, but not in a bad way.
Yeah,
And I just wanted to understand. I just something that's ingrained in all of us. You need to embrace yourself. That's kind of another thing too, right? Empowering them,
yes.
being themselves, right?
Yes, and the other thing is that, you know, you send me this drawing book. Sometimes when we are very angry, art is a really excellent way to show that. And you don't have to be great painter or great writer or whatever. If you just express yourself, that's sort of creating happiness out of man
Right. And you don't have to share it publicly. Just get it out of your your
system.
brain and your body.
Yes,
And it does. It just helps release the things that are holding you back, or I should say holding you back. For some reason, we just need to get it out there and having conversations, like you said, these smaller gatherings, the community, it just helps support each other. And given people don't feel valued, I think, as part of
yes,
it.
yes, yes. That's the thing, and that's the thing about you can be valued when you make others happy, others empowered. I mean, maybe not happy necessarily, but you know, it's part of anger that's going on in all of us in this society is comes about inability to make change. And you know, you hear that, okay, the environment is bad, whatever, and you can't do anything about it. You're not going to reduce the carbon in the atmosphere in 5 minutes or 10 minutes
Right.
or even a year or whatever. It's a long time coming, long time we have, you know, deal with it. But the thing that you do, but if you can make a difference in something small and meaningful, which is again the great thing about mentoring is that you think that I mean you're making a difference. You see that the people that you are mentoring are moving towards their goal, or making their goals better understood or articulated better, or whatever it is that you are helping others do, is that you don't feel disempowered, so to speak. You don't feel being disenfranchised. You don't feel like being useless, and therefore you feel better, and that's you don't. This doesn't anger you anymore. So it's just a thing that we got to. And again, it's a you don't have to force yourself to be happy, but when you're making a difference for somebody else, it does make you happy. It
Correct.
does bring in some good karma and good energy into the world.
It as you were talking too, I was thinking the younger generation, you think more of them are going to be business owners or entrepreneurs more rather than working for, because I see a lot of that out there that they don't want to work for the big corporations. I'm just curious.
I think part of it has to do with the fact that we are glorifying entrepreneurship, and a whole bunch of kids want to be the next, I don't know, Amazon or
Right.
whatever. So, but that's not the majority. I think the majority would like to make at least in the young beginning, and I see a whole bunch of different, entrepreneurs and startups, and some of them in this country, some of them in other countries. But the vast majority of them want to do something new that helps others.
Correct.
I
They
mean,
want to.
yes, yes,
It makes me think of the word morality or moral, doing
correct.
something right. Yeah.
Right. And the reason that most of them don't want to work for big corporations is that they don't see the big corporations, even those who have started with an more altruistic missions and things like that, doing that. And also, when you work for a big corporation, you don't see the end. You don't see uh, what it does to people. So it's demoralizing in some sense for young people, especially. Um, a lot of them still end up, we all have to pay the rent and the
Yes,
mortgage.
that's right. You have to.
Yes. So a lot of them are realistic in that sense. But when they have a chance to start something, or at least dabble on it, they take that chance, which
I
is
like that. I also think personally you need to work for another company just to get that experience, and you'll see what's going on, and it could click something in your brain
yes,
to do something different. And I grew up, should I say grew up in the corporate side
yes.
because that's what I was told to do, right? When I was
Yeah, this is, I mean, when I graduated, the same as you. I mean, entrepreneurship wasn't the thing. It
right.
was, you got to take a job at company X and Y. And
Exactly. And woohoo, I worked for some of the big wigs in my industry, and it was fine. But then, I just because of my age, anyway, I just taken that what I've learned to try to help other people and being myself, and I appreciated that. They were okay with that. And I was I shouldn't say lucky, but I was myself, but in a nice way.
yeah. But also remember that in the when we were working in the big companies and tech companies, there were mentorship, internal
Yes,
mentorship.
yes,
Whether or not it was another older guy or older lady or whatever it was, there was mentorship. And
yes.
but today, for the young, for the Gen Z, so to speak, that opportunities, unfortunately, are not available, partially because of a lot of us work remotely, so
Yeah,
mentorship becomes a little difficult. I mean, it's possible. And maybe I should write a book about mentorship, remote mentorship,
that's a good
because
idea.
that's,
Yeah,
yeah, that's because that's really is needed. But uh, but it's opportunities are less.
that's true, and that's probably why they're finding a different path to make their I'm not sure what I'm trying to say, but to make their impact on the world,
Yes,
like you said,
yes,
for the good. And I
yes,
just want, like you, I want the younger generation to do what's right for them and what's right for others, and be morality. I
yes,
think that
yes,
is important to remember,
yes.
and just you don't want to have a negative effect on other people.
Yeah, but morality is very important. I think that's an old-fashioned
I'm old school. Yeah,
sentiment. But it is true. I mean, we have morality for there's a reason for it, because that makes us get along with other people, to create a future, to create a community.
that's true. I love that. So, for those that are listening, what is one takeaway you have for them based on what we kind of jumped around, but it's really about empowering. Is what this
Yes,
is all about.
yes,
So, what is
yes.
one takeaway for the listeners?
When you are in dark corners of your life, reach out and help someone else. That's the thing. And read my book, Silence Whispers, because that also shows that women in the older times that did that, there were many of them had problems and internal and external. But what they did, the way they dealt with it was to reaching out to other women, to other people. It doesn't have to be other women. It could be you can reach out to other men, to young men, or whatever you think. But again, in our time, it's very important to empower others to reach their dreams, because that makes us happier.
And it's kind of like we mentioned earlier, it's like a full circle. You're helping others, you're helping yourself, and you're being a good role model when you're doing that. And
Yes.
I've heard that term, gotta walk the walk, just not talk the talk.
Yes.
You have to be the example. So I know you have a Substack newsletter now. So can you share what that is, how they can reach you on that?
Yes. Yes. It's my first name, Afarin.substack.com. It's there is one newsletter there that's called Goharnome, which talks about how an old culture like Iranian culture can help the future. And then there will be another one soon adding to that about living well in our time. Both of them are free at the moment, so please join me there, and you know, uh, and be on the lookout for my next book.
Right. I, I like your perspective in life. And I think it's really helpful for anybody listening, for just anybody in general. And definitely, I'm going to go check out. I think I am subscribed to your Substack,
Yes.
right? But because I like your perspective, and I love how you're weaving in history and how we can learn from that. And you are empowering others and me and yourself. And
Yes. Thank you.
for those that are listening, I'll include the link she mentioned in the description. And hope everyone has a wonderful day. And thank you again for your time.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.